welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, October 18th, 2016. I'm Lafern Fraser with the details. Aiming to achieve an enriched system of education for the youth across the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS sub-region, the second meeting of OECS Council of Ministers of Education will be in session here until tomorrow, Wednesday, October 19th, 2016. An opening ceremony to officially welcome all visiting delegates was held last evening at the Prime Minister's residence in Old Montrose. Nikita Tony has more in this report.
OECS Education, Facilitating Free Movement is the theme of the second meeting of OECS Council of Ministers of Education being held here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The meeting seeks to assess issues which affect the development and enhancement of education across member states. Stressing the importance of education in any growing nation, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education here, Maureen Williams, said greater collaboration and partnership are crucial to the development of education not only locally but also regionally and internationally.
We have come together as a sub-region to examine critical issues that will directly affect the development of education, both at the national and regional levels. This kind of collaboration is imperative if, as our theme indicates, OECS education facilitating free movement. It is important if we are serious about regional integration.
Emphasizing the importance of education in achieving free movement, head of the OECS Human and Social Cluster, Marcellus Albertin, pointed out that the meeting serves as an indication of the dedication of OECS governments to the region's youth.
Consultation, the sharing of knowledge, and ultimately the formulation of joint policies and strategies to deal with crucial issues confronting the region. This meeting examines progress towards this goal. There will be reasons to celebrate achievements, such as improved student performances at the CSEC examinations. But also, there will be close scrutiny of the challenges that plague our education system.
Expressing his ministry's elation at hosting this year's event, featured Speaker and Minister of Education Sinclair Jimmy Prince highlighted the significance of the two-day meeting, which he said will greater enhance the sub-region's human resources. Prince further called on all OECS nationals to take full advantage of all educational opportunities made available to them.
The intention is to develop our island's human resources through the sustainable provision of quality learning opportunities for all. In order to equip our people with the required values, attitudes, levels of skills and knowledge necessary for creating and maintaining a productive, innovative and harmonious OECS. If the education we offer across the OECS is going to facilitate free movement in a systematic and relevant way, then I must also point out that all learners, old or young, have a responsibility to become engaged in learning, to learn how to learn how to acquire the necessary skills for the region and beyond, learn how to live together and work productively with other people. As a region, we must encourage our people, our learners, to strive for excellence, pursue technological competencies, which will make them competitive, and of course, also pay attention to the softer skills, fine manners, good grooming, etc.
Nikita reporting for SVG-TV News.
The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, the SVG-TU, has expressed alarm and extreme concern about the deteriorating conditions at the New Adelphi Secondary School and calls on the Ministry of Education to take immediate action and implement the steps necessary to correct the situation. The union contends that the school is currently unfit for use as it poses a significant threat to the health and safety of staff and students and other users of the building. The SVG-TU said it has brought the matter to the attention of the relevant authorities, and to date very little has been done to effectively address the matter. In the meantime, the situation worsens as termites, rodents, mosquitoes, as well as the decaying structure and the general state of disrepair continue to create grave fear and anxiety among staff, students, and parents who are understandably concerned about their health and safety. The union has issued an advisory to its members urging them not to enter the building until the authorities take immediate action and the steps necessary to address these concerns. Noting that this country has very little to celebrate as a nation under the ruling Unity Labour Party government, opposition leader Arnim Eustace is of the view that the country is seeing little to no benefits recently. Eustace said that he is most concerned that the Argyle International Airport, which is the most expensive project thus far in the nation, may suffer structural damage from the heavy flowing river under the runway.
There's some pictures of the airport and the water passing down from Morocco going under the runway, and it indicates that this place may be soon blocked if you don't do something about it, and therefore you'll have some very serious problems at the airport. I don't know, it seems to me that so many things are happening and nothing good, nothing to be proud about is happening. There's nothing to celebrate now in terms of independence. You have to know the day, and I think that's what you mean by commemorate the day. I feel that way also. There's nothing for me to be enthusiastic about in terms of achievements or any new benefits coming to our country.
Mr. Eustace also expressed concern that the state monies are being used to buy building materials while students are unable to pay their Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate or CSEC school fees.
Subject to being elected, we made that promise and we thought about carefully regards as a very important component in any financing of our education, that we are in a position to deal with the question of fees on behalf of parents. We get involved sometimes in things, so you're going to spend millions of dollars on cement, lumber, and galvanized, but then you have thousands of students looking for money to go to school and to pay their fees. So which one is better? Put your child in a position to be able to perform and contribute to society, or give the parent two sacks of cement? What is it? Where are our priorities?
Minister of Transport and Works Senator Julian Francis has denied claims that there was flooding at the Argyle International Airport during Tropical Storm Matthew. Francis said that was not the case, as the underground tunnel culverts worked effectively to ensure the smooth flow of water. Minister Francis, however, noted that while the heavy rains brought some debris at the mouth of the underground opening, it did not clog the tunnels.
There wasn't a lot of breaking of the banks like we saw. One, the river channels were cleaned. Since the 2013 storm, we have been doing a lot of work in the riverbeds. So there wasn't much junk to come down. But even if it came down, the passage was clear. New bridges were built. River defenses were put in, like the Buckerment River. We did a fair amount of river defense down there. Langley Park Bridge, Cartel Bridge, two are the main bridges that create havoc in Georgetown. Byra is now under construction and Mount Young is now under construction.
According to Francis, part of his ministry's proactive approach to mitigation, they will continue to clear the riverbeds and build defenses to prevent major flooding in the area.
But the remarkable thing was the Argyle River. And I was mentioning that just now when it comes to Glenford Stewart. Because the nonsense of these culverts under the airport. I saw it at work. And I went back first thing next morning. I left there in the heat of the storm, watching it. Next morning, first light, I left and went back out on the road. And I saw that those culverts under the airport worked. The water flowed through. Yes, there were some stones in two of the channel mouths, but it didn't stop the water from going through at the raging level. In other words, when the river was at its maximum, those stones that were jammed at the front there, the water went through and over them Not filling the culvert because there was still space at the top of all the.
The mitigation response of trained persons during the recent passage of Tropical Storm Matthew has received high praises from the French Red Cross. The commendation was made today at the opening of a two-day seminar by the DeWitra platform in collaboration with the National Emergency Management Organization NEMO, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines and French Red Cross, as well as the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, the CIMH. One of the main objectives of the workshop is to expose participants to the web-based Geographic Information System tool, which was created through the Italian Disaster Risk Reduction Civil Defense Project and managed by the CIMH. The seminar also aims to strengthen planning of operations in disaster management. Rita Petralbra of the French Red Cross said that the strategic planning they instituted has been tested during the recent passing of Tropical Storm Matthew.
They were also able, through these groups, to develop and draft plans for their own communities, disaster management plans, contingency plans, to know how to be able to respond in case a disaster or an emergency happens. This was tested in the last event, Tropical Storm Matthew, and a lot of good practices, also challenges and lessons learned were emerging from this experience. So in terms of the community part, the project has really had a lot of accomplishments in terms of that component.
Deputy Director of the National Emergency Management Organization, Michelle Forbes, says she was pleased that the implementation of the equipment allowed them to alert persons of the overflowing of riverbanks, particularly in the Vermont and South Rivers areas.
That will guide us in terms of our planning and advanced planning and decision making before an emergency. So I really just want to thank the CIMH and the Red Cross and for you being here today. I know CWSA has been one of the agencies that has been instrumental and has been requesting this training that will actually support their work that they're doing in terms of monitoring of the rivers and providing that hydrological information that we have needed. Also, as part of this project, we would have had several installations of equipment in collaboration with the CWSA in Vermont and South Rivers, and we were happy to know that following or during the passage of Matthew, that CWSA was able to provide us with real-time information in at least those two catchment areas to be able to guide us to inform the population, for example, in Vermont and South Rivers, that your threshold basically was already reached and more rains would have resulted in flooding in those rivers.
Vincentians were given the opportunity to learn more about their heritage and culture through the annual Literacy Fair, which concluded on Saturday. The three-day affair, hosted by the University of the West Indies Open Campus, the Association of Artists, Writers and Producers, and the National Public Library, saw a plethora of works of art, including pan, poetry, performances in song and dance, as well as other cultural pieces. Poet Anthony Tibbalds, who goes by the publisher name Claude Anthony, used the opportunity to launch his works of poetry entitled Thoughts and Images for These Days. He thanked all those who would have played a role in bringing his creativity to life.
Many of my fellow students had not read the books that were on the text before they were assigned as textbooks. It puzzled me because my teenage years included reading George Orwell's 1984. It included reading Kenneth Graham's Wind in the Willows. It included reading Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. They were just part of the things that were in my household and what I experienced. So it was strange to me that we're doing a literature course and they're giving me books I've already read. Nice for me, but they were new to my fellow students, and that was weird. Reading has always been a part of my life, and I thank my parents for that.
Former Minister of Culture René Batiste, who is the president of the Association of Artists, Writers and Producers, congratulated the Open Campus for conceptualizing the event.
That we can show 4 films on one weekend, in one term. The next term, you show another 4 films, until it becomes a place where we will do this for showing Caribbean films, and also a home for poetry. because by the time the repairs are finished and everything, it will become like second nature. You come to UE for all things dealing with literacy and literature and literary matters. So it becomes that home and extends the meaning of being a center for excellence in the creative arts. So, and that is a place to launch every book. So people won't have a book launch at Pismo, and won't have but this becomes the center where you will do all book launches.
6 finalists have been selected to compete in the 2016 Lions Club South National Secondary Schools Public Speaking Competition. The finals will take place Wednesday, November 16, 2016 at the Russell's Auditorium in Stony Grounds. The students who will be representing their respective schools in the finals are Jamaria De Freitas of the Bishop's College, Kingstown, Andre Spring of the Georgetown Secondary School, Rowena Dabril of the George Stevens Senior Secondary, Jamal February of Mountain View Seventh-day Adventist School, Ria Oliver of the St. Vincent Girls High School, and Rashid Fontanelle of the St. Vincent Grammar School. There will be 3 presentations from each student, which include a main speech on the topic, "The recently enacted Cybercrime Act, with all its virtues, can suppress fundamental rights and freedoms." A student-prepared speech of their choice for 5 minutes, and the impromptu for not more than 2 minutes. This year's competition is sponsored by Flow, and the students will be vying for the Lion Michael De Freitas Challenge Trophy. The St. Vincent Grammar School is the defending champion. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is a fair and impartial institution which conducts its affairs without political interference. That's according to Superintendent Elton Jackson during Sunday's Hit Talk program, which looked at the role of the police force role in detecting and preventing crimes in SVG. Superintendent Jackson made it clear that no ranking officer would encourage his subordinates to perform their duties with political bias, and said the general public needs to put more trust in the institution, which is charged with ensuring the safety of all.
Yes, allegations can be made, and I don't know of the particular situations that persons are making reference to, and I can't substantiate that or doubt it in any way. But I'm saying that the police commissioner is not going to encourage that, because we encourage our officers to be very, very impartial when it comes to the delivery of service to the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Mm-hmm. And I can attest from time to time persons come to the station and so forth, and you know them because it's a small society, and they get good service. And if they are honest, they could have called and stated where they were given service despite. But police is not encouraged to look at any color or any political affiliation.
Superintendent Jackson further noted that the RSVG police force continues to work toward a safer SVG with the implementation of tactical measures which have yielded some success.
In addition to that, though, I want to state that we are taking measures as of now, and if even as we speak, to do our stop and search in terms of preventing crime. We have had some successes. We are out in numbers over the weekend. We have some successes. In fact, we have taken guns off the street, and people need to know that. But the police cannot do it by themselves.
The police superintendent said the general public must also take some responsibility in ensuring their safety and protection.
Yes, we are trained, but we are asking persons to cooperate with us. Persons have to take responsibility at times in terms of their security. We will like persons persons who are lovers, who want to go on the beach at night, etc., to avoid doing that, because persons are going to take advantage of you. Persons who, because the room in which you are residing may be a little bit heated, you want to leave your windows and doors open and going to sleep, that is a no-no. You can't do that. We encourage burglar bars, lighting, etc. Where you have information that can assist us in the prevention and the detection of crime, we are asking for your support. The police numbers are there.
And the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is seeking to build a stronger relationship with the public, and one way of doing so is through the hosting of cultural events. On Monday, members of the media got the opportunity to speak with members of the organizing committee of the upcoming Miss Police pageant and Calypso competition. Nolisha Miller attended the meet and greet event at the Botanical Gardens and filed this report.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force wants to connect more with the public through cultural activities. After a 15-year hiatus, the law enforcement organization has decided to revive the Miss Police pageant and Calypso competition. Member of the organizing committee, Inspector Trevor Bailey, told SVG-TV News that both competitions will showcase the talent within the RSVG Police Force.
I'm hoping that we will be able to break down some barriers in terms of the police and the public interaction. I'm hoping that we will reach out to the wider society and that the public will come out and support the show and listen and observe what the police has to offer.
Inspector Bailey said the Miss Police pageant consists of 4 judged categories: sportswear, talent, evening wear, and interview. Meantime, the 8 contestants, who will be representing several of the departments in the police force, took the opportunity to speak with us. Most of them considered their participation in the pageant as a way of building their self-esteem and showcase their hidden talents.
First, expect nothing but the best. I will be doing much more than my usual police tour of duty. You can expect a lot from me.
It's not my first pageant. I've entered Miss North Windward in 1999. So going into this pageant, it's just a bit of what I've earned from 1999.
I've never entered in a beauty pageant. And when I heard that the police welfare was putting forward such an initiative, I thought the opportunity to jump on board, because I look at it as a very positive thing to do in order to rekindle the relationship between the public and the police. Well, on the big night, person could expect an energetic performance from contestant number 3, beauty, talent, and confidence.
I decided to enter this pageant to gain experience and to build a more friendly relationship with the community policing. On the night, expect nothing but the best. Expect surprises from all of us, the 8 ladies, but I have an epic performance to give you.
And can you tell me, what can persons expect from you on the big night?
Nothing but the best. Confidence, intelligence, grace, and the other would be a secret. It's for them to come to know what to expect on that said night.
My best friend encouraged me, and just for the experience, because I've never entered pageant before. So I'm very talented and I have a lot to offer.
I entered this pageant in order to build my self-esteem and to experience. Person can expect nothing more than the best: beauty, talent, and intelligence.
I wanted the experience because as a little girl, seeing other people enter competitions, and I wanted to know what it was like, how they felt, and everything that they went through. I wanted to just be a part of it, so I decided to take the initiative and try it for myself.
Inspector Bailey said the winner of the Miss Police 2016 pageant will represent SVG in a regional police pageant to be held in the BVI in March 2017. With regard to the Calypso competition, Inspector Bailey said this component will feature 5 contenders.
We have Sergeant Renry Kato, the Mighty Bamboo Joint. We have Corporal Parnell Brown, Master 9. There's PC Trevor Grant, the Mighty Stranger. There is Enkem Richards, and there's Niquette Bess.
The show is scheduled to take place on Friday, November 4th at the Russell's Auditorium. Nolisha Miller, The Evening News.